Hi everybody, we're just checking temperatures today. I've put 3 thermocouples on this board. It's the same board as we worked on the other day, straight out of the scrap bin. Exactly the same board except the firmware's slightly newer. I've got the infrared fluke there. I've got this one here is connected to another standalone meter, and I've got these other 2 thermocouples on the 2 black meters that are mounted on this jig. The standalone meter here is saying 86 degrees. The one on the left here is saying 86. And this one over here is saying 72. But if I don't suppose you'll see this red dot in the video, but near that first probe it's saying 118. Near the second one it's 120 odd, and over the back here it's 118. And right in the middle of the chip we're getting 122. So either these thermocouples just aren't very accurate, or the meters aren't, or it's a bit of a combination of both. I always intended to replace these thermocouples with the Class A ones, which are far more accurate. So we might have to do that. I'm going to assume the fluke is pretty accurate. So I'm just going to leave. All I've got at the moment is this bottom heater on, and I just want to see what the highest temperature is that it can achieve. So back in a little while. Right, what I've done is I've lowered the jig down as far as it can go on its legs, and actually I'm still only able to get the chip up to about 130, 140 degrees. So clearly that hot plate is not up to the job, so fortunately we've got the larger one to try as well. I guess I could lower this down even more, but that's defeating the object of the idea really, as I wanted to be able to move this around. So I've just moved up the hot air gun, so it's going to make it a little bit easier to use. I'm going to remove those thermocouples. I'm going to use the infrared one and just see how quickly. That's on what, 130 still, but just see how easily it is to remove with this the infrared sensor. Actually, let's see what hot air does to the infrared sensor. That's blowing hot air out. I'm not going to be able to see this, but just put in that through the hot air stream and it doesn't make any difference. So hopefully this will just read the surface temperature. I've actually ordered a ceramic top heater from China rather than use this hot air gun. I don't know whether that will make a lot of difference. It's about 600 watts power. And it's 4 inches by 2 inches in size, so hopefully that will make this a lot easier. 170 on there now, so it's miles short. $180. Just checking in case these readings I'm getting are absolute rubbish, but clearly accurate, especially with the fluke. I think it's going to help to have the proper nozzle for this. Looks like my fluke's blowing up now. Yeah, it won't scan. I guess the battery's going. The heat that's coming off of this onto my hand is amazing. So, but it's still, yeah, 190. Still not up there yet. I'm not sure I can trust this fluke now if the battery is playing up. So I think we'll just test it with the sucker. Nearly. Yeah, it's 210, so we're real close and it's beginning to hurt my hand. Yeah, it's not even slinging out the infrared light now, so it must be there or thereabouts. Let's just try it again. Not quite. I think the next one I try, I'm going to put one of the round nozzles on, just see if that concentrates the heat a bit more. Just seems sensible to take the tip off and just use the heat direct out of the gun, but it's clearly wrong. Let's try again. Yeah, close. Amazing that can suck all the heat out like that. Entirely convinced this time that we didn't get that off with some damage, without damage rather. Let's see if we can find it. Excuse me. Yeah, that doesn't look very good, does it? and pretty similar to the other one, but those got completely ripped off in the corner, so I might have jumped the gun a bit there. I'm just going to put the station back down and get a closer look at the board if we can. Yeah, that must have ripped the pads off there, I think. It was not quite up to temperature. Good job we've got a lot of these to practice on. I think we're going to have to go over to the other hot plate as well. It's clearly too small, or the inbuilt thermostat is clicking it in and out, and it's not getting hot enough to melt this. I'll have a closer look at that board in a minute, see if that really has ripped the tracks off. Well, I've got this moved over onto the larger hob plate, and to be honest, it's a little bit hotter, but not much. I mean, I'm still only getting a maximum of about 130, 140, so it looks like this might be a bit of a fail. The hob plate temperature is about 270, and I'm guessing the problem is that this is just too high above it. I can't really move it down any lower than it is, so I think we could have a bit of a problem here with this whole design. I've just fitted a nozzle onto this hot air gun, and I'm just going to pop off the couple of chips that are on here just to see if that nozzle makes any difference. Find that infrared gun, I've swapped the batteries in that. Really ready to go, as you saw. Just going to move this out of the way, try the other one over there. Got to be honest, this is a bit disappointing. I thought these hot plates were maybe more than up to the task, but clearly not. Well, not a good result, particularly. As you can see, I was toying with putting some tin foil there to direct the heat up, but I really can't see that working. So yes, oh dear, fail. I'll have to have a think about that. I'll be back later. Well, as you can probably see, I've used that tin foil tray upside down with a hole cut into it just to focus the heat up and into the area I'm working on, but same problem. It reaches a certain temperature and that's it. And it's depending on where you focus this, it's between 130 and 140. So the only thing I can try now is to lower the board right down nearer to the actual hot plate, which isn't a major issue with these smaller boards, but it's certainly going to be an issue on the bigger boards. The only thing I'm thinking of with the bigger boards is if I raise this this jig right up on its legs, the board can probably sit on the aluminium either side and actually slide under the jig, so all of the instruments and things are still there but actually above the board. So I think what we'll do is we'll try this this board right down low on the plate, on the hot plate, and see what the temperatures are then. Right, back in a minute. Right, I've lowered this board. It's just about 30 centimetres above the hot plate, and we've got exactly the same problem. In fact, it's probably worse because the aluminium is heating up very nicely because it's in direct contact with the hot plate. This aluminium is what's that on? Nearly 120 degrees, but if you look at the area and where I would like to work on, it's only 100 degrees and it's not really warming up anymore. So the problem is this this hot plate just isn't giving off enough I guess radiant heat is the right description. The saucepan or whatever would be in contact with it, and then that's absolutely fine. This aluminium's up to 125 now. The hot plate is registering 300, and that area in the centre of the BGA is 107, so I think we're going to be here all day. Clearly I can't put it in contact with the hob, so I think this is not going to work out. I think, well, unless anyone can come up with a better idea. I mean, obviously I can move this lower still, and I probably will just to experiment. That's 115 now. And the other thing is, it'd be nice if it warmed up sometime over the weekend. 120. Yeah, I mean, I could try the other bigger hob and make this board closer down to the hot plate, but I mean, it's clearly not the problem. It's got to be in direct contact. That aluminium now is up to 140, so yeah, it's just not emitting any real heat, and we're just relying on the convection heat coming off of the hot plate, and it's not enough. Although that is up to 130 now, so we're getting there slowly. The aluminium's up to 150, 135. Yeah. Tricky one. 140. I don't know. Not sure what to do for the best. 145 now. Yeah, 150. Yeah, that temperature I'd probably be okay to go with the hot air over the top. I know some of the guys have said, raise it up to 180, 190 and then just use the hot air for those last 30 degrees. But I never have done in the past. I've always been setting the preheat around this 120, 130 region. I'm quite happy to take it up to 150 that it's on now, 152 in fact. So I think I might pull out some other scrap boards and just try it at this lower height, and perhaps even lower. Right, back later. Right, I've just tried pretty much everything I can think of. I've added 2 of these heat sinks from a couple of sus boards side by side. The other one's outside cooling off. They get absolutely stinking hot, but even those don't give off enough convected heat to do the job. So I've tried moving the boards right down low, still only managed to get them up to about 130, 140. So I'm not sure that this top heater and hob idea is going to, bottom heater hob idea is actually going to work. Yeah, it's a tricky one. I don't know what to do now. Of course I can go out and buy a preheater to go under this, but I didn't really want to have to do that. The only other thing I've seen people using are these infrared heaters, just room heaters, and controlling them with an Arduino based controller. So I might look into that, but yeah, clearly if I want anything more than 120, 130 preheat, this is not going to be doing the job. Right, speak to you later.